For Smart Stock Edge, today we are taking a look at Tata Motors. The stock has been in the news with some, spirited advances. So let's take a look at what is the long, medium and the short-term prospects that are coming out on the charts. For starters, we have the long-term chart here, the monthly chart, which depicts, let's say, multi-year movement. You can see that the big drop that we experienced over the last year or two has brought the stock down to a very significant support zones, former swing highs converting into support zones with lows, and therefore there is a clear bounce from long-term supports. And on the lower panel you can actually see the MACD, and the MACD is just about to issue a long-term signal of a buy in the stock. So the longer term for Tata Motors at these lower levels seems to be pretty good. Moving on, if we look at the medium term, there we use the weekly chart to take a look at it. Now we are looking at the smaller dimension compared to the monthly chart, and the small consolidation that you see over the last maybe a year or more is in the form of a range. And in the weekly chart we can definitely see that there is a range breakout which is visible on your charts, and that's very, very clear, saying that there is now a breakout to the top side. So you have stock dropping down into support and staging a breakout over the weekly range. And the third one is moving on when we look at the daily chart for what the shorter term is indicating. And when we look at the shorter term price chart, we see clearly an inverted head and shoulder pattern. Now an inverted head and shoulder pattern is a very, very reliable long-term reversal pattern. We are seeing it on the daily charts here. The impact of that we have seen on the weekly chart with an upside breakout. Even on the daily, the head and shoulder pattern is resolved to the top side. So here you have a collection of long-term supports providing fresh amount of demand, breakout from a range in the weekly charts, and a good bottom formation pattern on the short-term charts. Collectively, all this bodes well for Tata Motors prospects into the immediate future.